races down, 1 to go. Fitting climax. The top 3 in the championship.
Failures. Max generally has a good clue about
championship is trying to get the most out of myself.
I definitely think I'm ruthless enough.
That you think is down, and then all of a sudden beats us. We don't beat ourselves.
It's quite simple. Just try and beat both drivers.
If I can do that.
Got a second. Oh.
Can you feel it too? We felt in this 2025 season. We are beyond our wildest imaginations when there's a life-changing 58 laps, a first ever world crown, the stuff of 10 times in the previous 10 Grand Prix, winning and tyre performance bare. It's the soft, the medium, the hard, Steve different. Renault bounce out of the, sadly for them, they occupy the back row. Lewis Hamilton was 16th on the grid here last, and Ellie on the podium from 17th in Vegas. One for Williams and Ollie Behrman, who missed the top 10. 6 Grand Prix without a Q3 appearance, alongside Gabriel Bortoleto. Sauber start their final race aside Charles Leclerc for Ferrari. Championship leader for 15 rounds this season, his third ag pole, and Martin Brundle overhyped this evening. And I just want to get
McLaren and Norris and Piastri have to G's between their two drivers. Medium cut Piastri. And also then, next one, there's no doubt about it, even though one is to destabilise McLaren's...
Scaven is leading the race to control. That's why his teammates on the hard compound tyre tonight to front when the others pit.
Yes, and if he does, really got to keep an eye on everybody in this Racing Bulls. Now, they can bring them into play. And back in 2021, at least slow the
field. It's a soft tyre start for Hamilton, Albon, Hulk. It goes to the end. Andrea Stella, the McLaren, until I realised what the strategy should be for today.
Well, time will tell, Crofty, but the race is on out. Sonoda, I expected to start and go on and win this race, and his 5th stray is hoping that the hard tyre doesn't. Can that work? Time will tell, Crofty.
Strategy engineer and McLaren monitoring the on-track action. We're going to get some.
Binding the tyres, and I think that could well be because speed, especially turns 2 and 3. And they
408 points. Verstappen 393 on the grid and contending tonight.
You would always to have a problem, and so does Piastri. Lights out. Lando knows the track incredibly well. Sure, it's not.
So, by the time we've raced over a distance of 7,000, champion, ladies and gentlemen, run going. Well, Lando, the 3rd world champion from Australia. We start festival for Lando Norris, or Dutch.
Many centimetres, and I think Lando also just of pointing at each other, the two front.
Being told that they were absolutely spot on. So on ahead of the drivers, are you ready for this? No, Norris leaves a gap for Piastri if he wants it. Not Piastri, and then Fernando Alonso battling away.
Painful for George Russell there, losing those plays. Racing Bull.
Well, Esteban Ocon behind. Now Max Verstappen towards the chicanes behind, and still Esteban Ocon trying to find a way past the exit. But here comes Oscar Piastri, the outside. Piastri goes round the outside.
Tyre as well. That's a critical move in his mirrors and on the hard McLaren thinking, let's send him off after.
Drama on that first lap with a great move from his 3rd. That is good enough if he finishes there. And 6th, Bortoleto is ahead of Hadjar. Ocon's picked up 2 places. Hamilton on the soft tyre to the bottom 3.
DRS is now enabled behind him. This is a problem now. This goes. Leclerc's going to get another
light speed than his teammate. Look how he's pulling a drag reduction system where that rear wheel. Some might miss it. Well, we'll see what happens next year.
It's all about this evening.
The thing is, Lando Norris can't afford to start Alonso, who was absolutely cock-a-hoop when he got that. I'm not surprised too. His highest start here that day, and he finished 2nd on the punishment. That might be a jump start. And
behind him now, which he needs. Be the world champion. Long way to go. Bo on this racetrack is tucked up.
Response that he wants towards the turn. So Lewis Hamilton gaining on Ollie this race and extending his advantage at the moment.
Now, some people think that We'll wait and see, because at the moment you're right, and they're already 12.9 ahead.
We're on board still with Lewis Hamilton. Don't forget your Sky Sports app, your Sky Sports login, or press now. And now, yeah, here comes Leclerc on Fernando Alonso, and he puts his
place to George Russell. He was out of DRS.
Lewis Hamilton, Bevan and Lawson having a right old tussle, has made up a place there. And is that Ollie Bell? There's a battle going on for 12.
And the story
is working well for Lewis Hamilton currently as they cross the line once again.
Target lap.
Yeah, breathing space there, because Leclerc cares nothing
on this lap unless he can gain a few hundreds. About 18 kilometres an hour of extra over Piastri. Bernie Collins on the pit wall. Let's go.
3-4, and that's where Leclerc was able to last time through 2-3-4. Norris is watch it and let you know how it goes.
Well spotted, Bernie. Yeah, Alonso got a stormer of a start, wasn't it? In the it all looks perfect for McLaren move. We'll put a move on Lando, but Norris seems to have it covered.
Left-hand side.
It wasn't Max's finest ever form.
Was good enough though.
It just bogged down a little. Too much wheel spin. That so often happens when you know.
So George Russell started fourth, currently ending his lead out in front over Oscar Piastri. Turn 9. He was picking up a great.
Yeah, and the red lights flashing, filling their battery up. Sweet move from Oscar Piastri. Beautiful.
And stints and dictate and could
be going longer, so just keep on top.
And that might go much longer, we think, than Max. We'll see what the pace is like then. Now, I mentioned Lewis, as has Anthony Davidson, and what did you see?
Exit turn 7. He'll claim that he got hit here from Charles Leclerc. Norris has been told by his intermediate just yet.
And the stewards have said no. And towards Lando Norris once again. He gets
tyres, as Bernie was pointing out, not trying to take too much. Is a major threat there for his. He's thinking the long game. Lando, defending fresh. Asked Oscar to speed up. That's been McLaren are nervous that they're under pressure from
fourth in this race. Max Verstappen has to permutations here tonight.
Now Lando, and I tell you what, Norris needs some good traction. The slipstream, and he'll pick up his pace and not be in so much.
Down to 10 in the pit lane.
It's only lap 8 tyre, so expect to see Lewis Hamilton in 21 unless they want to extend it. Seconds under normal situations with the soft tyre to get rid of that.
To the pits, the other starter on the soft tyres.
The hard compound tyre. This is all they can do for Lewis, really. 16th on the grid.
It's a strategy that went on to score a whole host. Antonelli, by the way, starting just 2 points behind.
Verstappen's front tyres, you were looking at that distance.
He's got the best eyesight.
Well, I've got some data, Crofty. That's definitely helping on that hard tyre to get ahead of. Does that mean that they allow Norris to? That means that Piastri likely run long. Is the medium green in that Piastri likely go to this championship? Lots still to play for.
Hold the rest of them up, and then I'll bolt just before my pit. What that means is we're not getting a big pit.
We're just going to go out and win the race, and what's happening so far. Hulkenberg Brown is on the pit wall at McLaren.
So far, so good.
Of 58 laps. Lando Norris has to be fourth or lower. For Oscar has to finish fourth or lower.
Let's see when he slowed. They don't look too bad at all, but with Red Bull, in terms of trying to surprise the change on the first lap, what Red Bull can do from there. With the
plan from McLaren, it's good for Piastri later in the race.
A dream situation here because of the tyres. Norris third, each way bet for McLaren of Verstappen being the champion.
Singapore, or in October in Singapore, and then so far as Verstappen leads by about a little bit on Lando Norris in recent, so 6th ahead of Gabriel Bortoletto. Isaac are under investigation, driving irrational.
Interesting little battle, isn't there? Kimi Antonelli, Hamilton's pitted, he's down in 18th, but an interesting aside, isn't it, between
Formula One for Lewis Hamilton. He's never finished outside the 2 points, and Lewis Hamilton doesn't score away from this season with another top 6 finish in a much better frame of mind, which I really hope he does.
Baron, and we know the McLarens have used last weekend because of that 25 lap.
Happier that Oscar Piastri's a little bit further performance and his traction out of the slow course.
Yeah, about another 5 laps. Tsunoda in and doing some stunning lap times.
Is that Isaac Hadjar is just backing things range, and that's going to give Yuki Tsunoda a chance. Some of the DRS train is breaking up, and Max Verstappen.
Now, Piastri just done a 5-second time penalty.
When we were on board, I think we certainly came together very closely. But
anyway, he was extra for the first 5 seconds.
The champ closing in on Aston Martin, who had on board then with Esteban Ocon. DRS, Ted, down to you.
Right, so if we think comfortably is lap 15, That's a lap. Might pull the trigger here on a potential under. He's right in front of me. He's right in front. Also comes in with the racing bulls there. But otherwise, he's flat. They've got half a chance. A second and a half. Cut Leclerc.
Yeah, I tell you what he was also doing, and Hadson stopped a few laps ago, and he has off.
Yeah, well, he's got to get past Colapinto quite. Kunoda, Lawson.
So it's not ideal,
no,
but he's
pit stop for George Russell.
Quiet, so maybe to come in at the end of this King. Well, we might force Piastri to come in. The answer to that is yes. He was up into 7th place, running on those as they become Audi for next season. Yeah, might be. Let's just see. There's Alex Albon the track and Isaac Hadjar as well.
That's a proper piece for.
And keep building.
More than that, if they want to have the luxury of 2 laps after clear, they need 4 to 5 seconds.
Is at risk of an undercut on Norris.
McLaren for that. Lando Norris to make his first and possibly only stop at this exit as McLaren do a super job in from McLaren.
Now Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc. The pit limits, you can hear all your rivals. So
through turn 1 was Kimi Antonelli yet.
Oscar, do you think we can do plan A? Thoughts on
long on these hard compound tyres. Lando Norris, they've all got DRS stationary position.
I guess they had to. So Leclerc came in, but this is
looked under pressure a little bit from George Russell. Be losing time to his championship. Look how close Russell is.
Yeah, Leclerc looks struggling for grip out there on the hard comp.
Norris into traffic. Russell.
literally as I break the move.
Can't way inside. Goes Lando Norris on, try and get past as well.
Antonelli's got the DRS. Him coming back at him, and he survives that moment.
Control on the hard tyre. Started on the hard tyre. Carlos Sainz, great friends, former teammate.
That is that's important and committed and unorthodox. But he made it stick with those tyres.
He's coming up behind Lance Stroll.
This is the most dangerous bit of the race for Lando Norris. Be the thing that causes a safety car. These are winners, so that's one to watch out for. Also, he's going to have to overtake him on track.
He might get Lawson too, and does. There, Yuki Tsunoda is next on the.
A championship, really super driving there. Well, he's got the grip to do it. And off he goes, teammate. But to be honest, the pace he's got, reasonable. We'll have a prayer of keeping that.
This is from Lando Norris. He is losing time when they did. Now they were covering George Russell because that should protect that third pass Kimi Antonelli and the pit stop cover off George Russell as we see down that back straight and on the inside. And Lance Stroll, who haven't pitted yet.
Into play if he can keep those tyres intact.
DRS coming back at Charles Leclerc.
Of Norris again, and again then it looks like it's remarkably close to the back of Lando.
Beyond that McLaren pit wall with the way this race, which we shall see, will be Yuki Tsunoda and to his teammate Max Verstappen. It's a medium tyre ahead of the and we'll see just how far behind he is.
Or you can when he catches.
Just like in the final race for Honda with Red Bull 2.
Lando Norris was 3/10 past. Leclerc is going to be the thorn in the side.
Past Lawson and Stroll. Seems if you can pass the Aston Martin or the Racing Bulls, what to do, leave me to it, says Tsunoda.
Well, all he can do is, you're not allowed to weave, you're not allowed to, and Yuki Tsunoda, who is out of form, and annoyingly for Norris, he hasn't corners to slow Norris down.
29.4, Piastri a 1:29.30, 0. The gap between where right behind the quiet car is into turn 9.
Can hurt Norris, just back him up a little bit, but the ability to go past him.
What does Yuki Tsunoda? He has got the battery at his disposal.
Tsunoda's being told.
Yuki Tsunoda, he was about half a second slower on that, and to give him that electrical boost, just completely off the track. Yuki Tsunoda made a dip charge.
We're going to have to look at that because was he all off the track? But.
Right, well, that from Yuki Tsunoda is making sure that if enough, so job done enough from Yuki Tsunoda.
And the trouble when you're out there where Norris was like that, but anyway, on they go.
And build a gap, please, say McLaren. To a driver this season, and this is forced all 4 wheels off the track.
Did he keep a bit? You cannot weave like that. That is say, well, of course he was, because he was literally. We had
which might be the defence to play now that Lando Norris is what. Been noted by race control, so the stewards may runs in second place. Lando Norris stays that way.
So, and I'm sure McLaren will be fighting. Here we go then. We're back with Norris's race, year.
We'll put it this way, Yuki Tsunoda is now fights quite to make Max Verstappen, who needs Norris out of the top, and he's trying to build a gap to come back. And Yuki Tsunoda kept well over to the right-hand side there. The stewards track. That might be a 5-second penalty.
A pass off the track. That would be brilliant on this computer.
I think they are looking at forcing another driver off the track. I mean, two wrongs don't normally make a right, but so to speak. Either way, well, that's going. Lando Norris in third place. A bit to be kept in touch with what's going on in the stewards' room.
So I can't see how you can. But I guess you could say, well, the throttle worked miles an hour.
Yeah, we get that he forced you to. Who knows?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
So Lawson's got to.
Go back to Austin last year with the incident with Max, and he got the penalty that night as well. Didn't he?
Right now, Leclerc, he's got the faster package at the moment. This is running fourth, and Piastri can't win the world champion and fall back.